The holidays are here. The lights are twinkling, the cookies are baking, or not if you're like me and you still can't cook. Anyway, somehow everyone expects you to have it all together. Maybe you're single, maybe your family's a little chaotic, or maybe the holidays make you want to stay home and hide under your blanket watching Netflix. Whatever your holiday season looks like, this episode is your survival guide. We're talking single life during the holidays, navigating family drama without losing your mind, how holiday magic changes when you get older, designing a season that actually works for you, and yes, surviving holiday travel without full-on panic. So grab your cocoa, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Your most peaceful holiday season starts here. Hey everybody, welcome back to Still Can't Cook. I'm your host, Kelley Fahey. Thank you for coming. Please follow, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things. Welcome back. Thank you for coming. The holidays might make you feel like you might be the only single person left on the planet, but honestly, it might be the most peaceful you'll ever feel in December. Yes, most holidays are built for couples, but being single might actually be the best kept secret. Do you feel like you need to be in a relationship during the holidays? Or do you feel like maybe it's the time you get to escape the drama of the relationship? You get to avoid all of that stuff, all the worries about what you're gonna buy your partner, what your partner's gonna buy you, and you know it's never gonna be good enough. You put your list together, you don't get anything you ever want. Not that that actually happens. So being single during the holidays is probably the best time to be single because you don't have to do any of the stuff that's required when you're in a couple. Which, you know, it means spending money you probably don't have. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge gift giver, so it always is over budget, for everything usually. But for Christmas, it's what I celebrate. It's a lot of money for me. So not having that one partner kind of gives me a break and I get to spend that money on myself. But when you're single, people then have this expectation of what you're going to be doing for the holidays. And as the single friend or the single family member, you're getting forced into everybody else's holiday plan. Everyone thinks you're the plus one that's coming to their house. And it's like you don't even get an option of doing your own thing. I decided I'm going to do my own thing this year. First time ever. Thanksgiving is a family thing for me that we do. Christmas this year, I'm deciding I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to take myself on a trip with my dog. And trust me, the amount of backlash I am getting, it's insane. Being single over the holidays gives you pressure on every angle. You get family members who want you to show up and want you to be there, and then you have to talk about how single you are, or why you're single, or what happened with your last relationship, or are you dating? All the questions. Then you have your friends who all expect you to go to their house on the holidays because you know you're the single friend and you're the fun one because you don't have the drama of a relationship, so you're probably the happy one too. But so yeah, being single is kind of difficult because you have to maneuver through. Listen, actually, let me back up. It isn't difficult. Being single is amazing. Being single through the holidays means that you get to decide what you're doing for yourself, and you do get to choose which family member you're going to spend it with, which friend you're going to go with, or if you're going to decide to do absolutely nothing at all because you don't need to do anything for anybody but you, which is the greatest part about being single. Guess who I have to answer to? Me. You know I'm going to buy a Christmas gift for? Me. No, I'm not. I am actually going to do that. I'm going to buy myself a Christmas gift. I'm going to do all the things I want to do for myself for Christmas because I don't have to do it for anybody else because I am, in fact, very single this year. There comes pressure with being single because you feel like you have to actually make yourself available for everybody in some weird way through the season. It's not the specific day so much as the holiday season. There's those holiday parties. There's friends who have them Friendsgivings and all these things. There's Christmas versions of this too, and I'm sure whatever religion you are, whatever your friends do, there's some version of a friend's holiday. And then there's like 20 of them. And then you can't use the excuse that your boyfriend doesn't want to go. I get suckered into everything now that I'm single. It has to be me making the decision myself not going. But during the holiday, being single, it's kind of liberating because for the first time, for me anyway, I'm really going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to feel pressured to do anything. And I've made some very specific boundaries for this holiday. And one of which is that I'm going to be by myself on Christmas. By myself. I'm going to be with Oliver, which is the greatest thing in the entire world. If that dog could talk, I wouldn't have any other friends. I'm going to do that this year for Christmas. I'm decided I'm going to take us away. I'm going to wake up with my dog on a beach somewhere for Christmas, and I'm going to be happy doing that. But like being single on the holidays is different for everybody. I don't know what you guys are doing or what your plans are. I'd love to know. But do you feel like you have to specifically make a plan because you're single? Where when you're a couple, you kind of can get to go with the flow because then you can go between their families and your families and his friends and your friends. I feel like it's probably harder because you have more to do, more you have to say yes to. I can But then, wow, you know what? But then at the same time, you can also blame them. You can blame the partner. That is one of the things that's terrible about being single is you can never blame them. I'm gonna just make up a boyfriend for the holiday. Maybe I will pretend to be in a relationship for Christmas. Tell everybody I met a really great guy and then blame him for everything. I'm not going anywhere because Jim said I can't show up. Jim, I pick weird names, but yeah, this guy's name is Jim. But through the holidays, being single, I think is probably way better than you think it's going to be. I think a lot of people are always like, God, I don't want to be single again. Why not? Like, it's so much easier. I don't got to plan anything. All I got to do is what I want to do when I want to do it at my own time. And I am very blessed to have a lot of people who are inviting me to their holidays. And how fun is that? Showing up and getting to leave. Again, friends with children get to show up, get to leave. Family, I get to show up and leave. I don't have to stay. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And I think in a relationship, a lot of times you end up having to acquiesce and do some stuff with their families and what they want to do. So being single on the holiday, for me, I'm super excited about it. I think I might get drunk on Christmas, alone, just me and Oliver. I might let him start drinking. When you are single and all your friends are in relationships, sometimes you feel a little bit weird. You almost feel like you are the kind of a burden. Like they have to, don't forget Kelley, and Kelley, when there's all these couples and groups doing things, and there's groups of couples, and then there's and me. Now it's me and Oliver, which makes things even weirder. It's like you can't even invite just me, by the way, which all my friends know now. I have friends who are planning things for me for the holidays, and they're also already getting me a dog sitter so that I can go out with them without the dog, which they think makes me happy, which makes me kind of sad because I'd rather take the dog. It's difficult sometimes to be that one friend, you know, going to parties, and I'm doing this it's happening. I'm going to events with couples. It's just me and a couple, me and two couples. It's empowering, sort of, because I think, especially if you were in a relationship prior where people felt like this is what defined you, I think for me, it's going to be like a big coming out party this year. I feel like I'm okay by myself. And I don't mind being in a couple situation because I'd rather be single than unhappy. And I think it's pretty empowering to be able to walk into a room full of couples with a couple as their plus one and not feel bad about it. I'm not ashamed of being single. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not like got a scarlet letter on me. It didn't work out, whatever, and I haven't met whoever's supposed to be next. And I'm okay sitting comfortably in the center, even if it's standing under a mistletoe by myself, kissing myself. I'll just stand there and wait for somebody cute to walk by. Nothing strange about it for me. I think it's going to be, I'm saying it now, but I'm pretty sure nothing's going to be weird. When you're single before the holidays, it's the same thing. You shouldn't look at it any differently. I go to dinner on a Thursday night in October. I don't feel weird about it. What's different when it's December 24th? I think that it's just being empowered in the decision to be single because truthfully, you can figure something out. You could find a date through the holidays. There is people who are willing to be my boyfriend if I wanted them to be, but I'd rather just not be with the bottom of the barrel just to have a date. So I'm comfortable being through these holidays, going through the holidays without a partner and being my friends plus ones. And I think that it makes it easier on my friends because they don't have to pretend to like the person I'm with. They don't have to put up with me and him. Not like that ever happened. I think me by myself, I'm a good date. You don't have to take care of me. I work a room. I'm really social. I can drink if I have to. I've been known to do that for my friends. I don't mind going to an event by myself at all. I think it's completely fine. And sometimes I look forward to it because you do get these awkward conversations where people feel like you should be uncomfortable for being single. Oh, you haven't? Yeah, I haven't. And I just saw you talking to your partner and you look miserable. I'm pretty sure you were just fighting, but that's cool. Let's worry about me and being single. Yeah, you're right. See the smile on my face? See me not being aggravated or running to the bathroom to like cry because my husband said something stupid? I see you guys. I watch you. When you're the single girl, you pay attention to the couples and you're like, you don't look so happy. Nice dress. You look miserable though. I'm just kidding. I'm venting about you guys because I'm a tiny bit envious. A little, you know what, to be honest, there's a little bit. There's a little like, it'd be nice to be with somebody. I'd rather be alone than be with the wrong person, especially through the holidays. The worst thing in the world is to be kissing the wrong person New Year's Eve. I'd rather walk around the room, Happy New Year. I've been there. I've been kissing the frog. No, sir. And they don't turn into a prince. I'll tell you that. They stay a frog. even at midnight. So yeah, I'm good. I'm totally fine with being single through the holidays. Who knows? Maybe I'll meet the right guy at some party and he'll be somebody else's plus one too. Oh, plus one too. See what I just did? A little bit of math for you guys. Your relationship status does not determine your holiday experience. So it is inevitable. If you're going to go out single on the holidays and you're going to see your friends, you're going to get those questions. So are you seeing anybody? Have you met anybody? Are you dating? Are you okay? No, yes, and yes. Those are the answers to the questions. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And by the way, what are you doing? How are you doing? How's that marriage going? How are the kids? Oh, I see him over there scratching. So here's some tips about how to navigate through these questions. Bounce it back at them. They ask how you're doing and are you dating? Just come up with something sarcastic. You know what? I don't like talking about my dating life. And then when you're me, you have to stop and go, except for on my podcast. So go watch it. Or how are you doing? How's your life going? How's job? Did you get that raise? How's that promotion going? How's little Timmy doing at basketball? Oh, he stopped playing. He didn't make the team. Let's talk about you and diversion therapy. That's what I do. How am I? I'm okay. Yeah, but what about you? Did you gain a couple pounds? That's a good one. Always say they look like they gained weight. Quick, game changer. Wait, did you do something different with your hair? Oh, wait, no, it's just thinner. That's what it is. Hair's thinner, you're not. Ask me if I'm single on the holidays. Yeah, divert. Stop, drop, and roll. This is my version of it. Divert. Hey, how's that raise? You guys look really happy. Things changed? Come back in with that stuff. Don't let them make you feel bad about it. Are you dating? When I feel like it. Did you meet anybody? I meet a lot of people. Having a lot of sex. Just no boyfriend. Let them sit on that for a second. And see that what I did? Sit on that? It's a pun. It was a funny, sexy pun. It really wasn't. That just happened accidentally because that's how my brain works. Anyway, don't feel bad about being single. Don't let anybody pressure you into these stupid questions. Don't feel like you have to answer them. Your relationship is nobody's business. Like me, be very private about your life. Shh. I don't talk about that stuff unless it's on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. And really, if you're this invested in my dating life, you should really be contributing to it. Am I dating? No. You got anybody for me? How about that really rich guy that you hang out with all the time, that single hot one? Remember him? Why don't you set me up with him? Not your dweeby brother who hasn't gotten laid since 1962. Why don't you set me up with a hot friend, the one you're chasing when your husband's not looking? Just kidding. I'm not really kidding. No, there is no real hot friend that anybody's chasing. But I'm just saying, if you're going to be talking about my dating life, help a sister out. You guys have friends. Hook me up. And if you're going to hook me up, don't hook me up with the ugliest of the uglies. Not that there's anything wrong with ugly guys. They probably have great personalities. But I'm really, who needs a personality? I need money. I need money and vacations. I don't care about personalities. Hot works too. Hot, no. You know what? You can be rich and ugly. You could be hot. You can be hot. And poor? No, you're just nothing. Just rich. Just whatever you are. Just have money, because I can't be doing this. It's the holidays. Everything costs money right now. If you're going to set me up, set me with somebody who's got money. I'm never going to date again after this. I got to shut up. Everybody's like, oh, I liked her. Oh, forget it. I'm kidding. I'm open to date everybody as long as you're kind and have a sense of humor. So that was just for funniness. I really am open to date. But if you're going to ask me questions about my dating, help a sister out. Don't ask me if I'm dating and then not invite me to a party where there's single people and only bring me to parties where there's all couples. Because there's single people somewhere. I don't know where we are, but we are somewhere. I can't find us. I'm always alone on this highway. Somehow I'm on a highway now. I'm outside of a party by myself. Speaking of questions that people feel way too comfortable asking and make you want to duck under a table, let's get into the family dynamics of the holidays, because that's where all the real chaos and drama happens. Nothing tests your emotional endurance like going home for the holidays. It's love, guilt, and unsolicited opinions all wrapped into one decorative bow. Family drama is inevitable. So if you're like me and you have a bunch of brothers and sisters and big families that get together and cram themselves into a small space, all the while judging each other, wanting to kill each other, but pretending that they're having a good time, then you understand. Going home for the holidays with the family can be very stressful, but fun. But it's always fun. And it's a good time. That's why we do it. But when you do have to do it, take a breath. Let me just give you advice here. I'm the youngest of 4. Take a breather before you walk in. Have zero expectations. Just get out alive. Just get out alive. Get a gift, get a drink, and get out alive. Get home safe. Because when you're the youngest of a family, boy, oh boy, It's a lot of drama. Although the oldest would probably say the same thing. But I am bobbing and weaving through those fights. I'm like, who said what about what? I don't remember that. I said it wasn't me. Old enough to forget everything too. I don't remember saying that. And I just keep it moving. What did I say? About who? Not me. That wasn't me. I think that might have been her. Then you start drama between the family members. Be like, wait, did you hear what so-and-so said about? That's how, but oh yeah, that's the other room. Talk about them. Yeah. I just keep it moving. Smile a lot, say yes. Oh no, he's great. Ask about the ex, he's great. We're still together. I'm not telling anybody we broke up. I'm not going through that because then I'm going to get all the opinions of the family members. Oh yeah, going home for the holidays. You got the aunt who needs to be all in the business, trying to talk to you about your life and your decisions and how your parents might not be thrilled about that. Like, what? What? I ran into a family member the other day, a little holiday party. First thing they said to me was, you curse too much. Oh. And that's what my father would want. That's what your dad would want me to tell you. Word, is that what my dad would want you to tell me when he's been dead for 13 years? Is that what he would want to say to me the first thing? I don't really think so, but thanks. Don't watch my podcast. You're 110. Stop watching my podcast, please. I'm going to give you a heart attack with some of the things I talk about. But anyway, thanks for that lovely quote from my father. It meant a lot. Yeah, home for the holidays with your family. Look, I love them, but there is a reason why we all move away. Right? That's what happens. You grow up and you leave home. You know why? Because you really have been forced to like each other most of your lives. So when you form your own opinions, you move out, you get families that you choose that you can talk about your siblings with. You know your husband or wife always takes your side when it comes to the family drama. I don't have that. Oliver thinks I'm right about everything. But all I'm saying is, you left home for a reason. So when you all do have to get crammed into a room for whatever holiday it is, just remember at some point, these people could actually give you a kidney. So be nice. They're the only people who can give you body parts. Try not to fight with them. Have some cocoa nog, whatever it is, eggnog, cocoa nog, whatever it is. Really can't cook, can I? Eggnog? Eggnog. Have some eggnog, smile, keep it moving, blame the other sibling. That's the way to get through it. That's what I do. I mean, no, I don't. I love you guys. It's always Roseanne. Never me. How can you set boundaries with your family over the holidays? Boundaries are not confrontational. You don't owe anyone your energy. Boundaries aren't just what you say no to, they're also what you say yes to for yourself. You don't owe anybody your energy all year long, never mind the holidays, especially the holidays, because that's when you feel the most pressure to do things you don't actually want to do. Make a list of the things you actually want to do this holiday season and work around them for yourselves. If this party's going to give you some of it and this party's not, choose what makes you happy. You don't owe anyone an explanation for what gives you joy. Pull that into the holiday season. Write down your definite. Don't do anything you don't want to do, especially when you're going into a new year. It feels so empowering to go into a year knowing that you made decisions for yourself, even through the glitz and the glam and the holiday season and the Christmas trees and all the things, all the parties you were invited to. Oh, where's she? She's home. She didn't feel like coming. That's powerful. No, don't want to do it. Give yourself the grace to do that over the holidays. Take a day off. Stay home, Netflix. Do what makes you happy. You don't owe anybody a happy holiday except for yourself. So first and foremost, you need to communicate your boundaries, especially to your family over the holidays. Let them know what's non-negotiable. You can have your own thing. Mine are specific. Preferably no kids. I'm kidding. I have nieces and nephews, but that would be my rule if I can make one. And my family knows I'm not kidding. And for me, absolutely, positively, has to have white wine, Chardonnay preferred, caviar, please. And if you don't have it, I will bring my own. But again, I do not want the poo-pooing it that it's a fish egg. It is a fish egg, and yes, it's gross. And no, I do not want to see the video or how it's made. Those are my non-negotiables. I will show up, I will bring the presents, I will be the happy aunt, I will even wear a Santa outfit. But I need white wine and I need fish egg. And I don't care how you feel about it. So if you have definite boundaries, speak them prior, because you cannot show up at your family's house and expect them to get it if you don't give them a heads up ahead of time. Clearly, not everyone's gonna have Chardonnay. Some people do drink Sauvignon Blanc. I know. But I let it be known that I like my Chardonnay, and so it's there, and then it's great. And it's a win-win situation for everybody. Drunk aunt is the best aunt, is what I say. Everyone has the drunk aunt or uncle over the holidays that is foolish and crazy and maybe too touchy, a little bit weird. Drunk cousin over the holiday happens too, depending on your family. But how do you guys deal with that? When, we had a small space with a lot of people, and when you got that one drunk person and you had to be like, oh my God, you got to avoid Uncle Bob today because he's ripped. And they start telling stories and they start spinning. I have a very spitty family. We have a lot of saliva. It's a lot of saliva happening in my family, a lot of spitters, especially when there's alcohol involved. So if you got that spitty drunken uncle or spitty drunken aunt, it's not fun. The aunt who's smoking while she's cooking, I mean, literally, you go back to my family Christmas, it's like 1971 inside the house. There's black and white television on, people are smoking, they're all saying things they're not supposed to say. It's the most politically incorrect holiday ever. There's definitely cancer everything's burning. We're using plastic. The house is covered in, what's that stuff you're not supposed to cover your house in anymore? Aluminum siding. My house is aluminum siding. The inside is like lead paint. It's that kind of thing. Next year when I have no place to go, I've just eliminated everyone in my family right now. So I'm sure everybody has that one family member or friend of a family, whatever, probably married in because your genetics wouldn't allow that. The drunken family member, whatever it is, just stay far away from them. Just try to take some space, wave across the room, get them some water, be nice, because it could be you next year. It might be me this year. All that to say, family is not defined by blood. It's defined by who makes you feel safe. So if you're blessed to have friends who you spend your holiday with, or extended family members that join the family, friends that become your family, you're really blessed. That's just as important as having siblings. Having friends or extended family that become as close to you as your siblings once were, if you have them, that's fantastic. Growing your family by people that you feel safe with, it doesn't have to be a blood relative to call them family or to be the safe place you spend your holidays. A lot of people are blessed to have a large group of friends, and that's where they spend theirs, and that's super important too. And it probably is easier sometimes, I imagine, because you don't have the baggage and all the backstories that happen with your siblings over the holidays. And I mean, I love my siblings, and I'm sure if you have them, you do too. But you know what I'm saying. There's a lighter air in the holiday when you're with your friends, because they met you and they chose you, and you met and you chose them. So if you're going to spend the holidays with your chosen family, and not your blood relatives, that's just as good. It's about being around people who you love and who you trust and who love you back. And whatever that is and wherever you feel that, that's the most important thing. Because I think that's what the holidays are about. It doesn't matter if you can get a kidney, although that's great. But if it's someone that just makes you feel good about yourself and is supportive all year round, that's who you should be sitting down to dinner with on the holidays. The people who love and support you all year. So what's the craziest thing that's happened in your house during the holidays? Drop a comment. As we're talking about family expectations, it's impossible not to notice the shift as we get older. The change in your holiday is dramatic between childhood to 54. Light years difference. It's an entirely different set of rules. You don't recognize as you're growing up how much you're going to miss those moments that you felt were so forced on you when you were a kid, depending on what your story is. When I was growing up, I remember really not wanting to deal with it. Like, oh God, we got to go where? Grandma's. You know what I'd do to go to grandma's house now? When I was growing up, there was an old saying, children should be seen and not heard. That was very true over the holidays as a child. You'd go to your aunt's and uncle's house at your grandmother's house, and you'd have to sit. You weren't allowed to make noise. You weren't allowed. Parents sat around, smoked cigarettes, told stories, and drank. And you had to be quiet or go in the other room. Kids were not hanging around the adult tables when I was growing up. And it was kind of forced. You were forced to hang out with your cousins, some of them who picked on you and beat you up, some of them teased you. It was not a fun trip. It was like, oh God, we got to do that again every year. Looking back on it now, man, what I would do to go back to one day when I was getting pinched by my cousin in my grandmother's house. It's an incredible time of the year, the holidays, really, when you get to be surrounded by people who love you and you don't even have to make decisions. You know, it's something as you get older, we're talking about it here, making the choices on the holidays. And as much as it's incredible and empowering, there was something so beautiful about not having to make those choices, where it was mommy and daddy taking you out the door and bringing you to grandma's house, and you just kind of go along for the ride, you know, making those decisions for yourself, the places you're going to go, the people you're going to spend your time with. As much as it's empowering, it's also kind of like, wow, I got to make these choices. It was so much easier when it was like I was walked by my hand into the houses that I didn't really want to go to. And now I'd do anything to go back. So it's a big, big difference between the Christmas tree full of presents that mommy and daddy bought. My mom and dad, up until the very end, would write from Santa on all of their Christmas gifts. At 39 years old, my Christmas present still said, "To Kelley Ann from Santa Claus." what I would give for that. Sometimes the things that we take for granted over the holidays when we're younger are the very things you miss when you get older. And it doesn't change the sweetness of the holidays when you have people around you that you love, and you do have children you get to watch now, your friends' children or nieces and nephews. Really, they say holidays are for the children. I think that's probably true because I didn't have children of my own or a partner. I don't have a traditional holiday stories. So when I look back on what it looks like, what it was supposed to look like, I had that when I was a kid. And I think it's true now as an adult that holidays are really for the children, and watching kids celebrate and the mystery of it, believing in Santa Claus or whatever you guys celebrate. I mean, there are all of these stories that kids really believe in. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to share that. I get to share it now with my friends' kids, but it's a very big difference waking up to a tree full of gifts that were brought to me from Santa, and now waking up and having the presents that I'm buying for people under the tree. It's a whole different world. I think if you don't have your own holiday tradition, it could make you miss the way it used to be. That's why I'm trying to build my own holiday tradition that's going to be different from what I had when I was growing up. I think it's really important that you have something. It doesn't have to be what it looked like when you were a kid. For me, it could never be. I don't have the husband. I don't have the children. So it's never going to look like what it looked like when I was the child. So now I want to figure out my own new traditions over Christmas, over the holidays, and do something for myself almost every year. I've done a few things the last couple of years, but now I really want to make it kind of my own tradition. I think it's important that if you came from a very traditional background, which I did, that you find your own tradition, whatever that is, that suits you. And for me, that was a very big shift from childhood to adulthood, was wow, yeah, this is something I now have to pull together myself. My siblings all have their own traditions with their own families, and then we come together. And being that I had partners and friends, and kind of did the untraditional path on holidays, now that I'm single, I really want to figure out a tradition of my own. And it will look nothing. Maybe I'll have an ode to my childhood somehow in it. Maybe I'll bring in some of my parents or something traditional that they would have done. But I think it's really important that you recognize how special it is when you're having it. I think that that's one of the things that holidays, when we're younger, I think that I can only speak for myself, that you kind of take for granted that it's kind of always going to be like that. And it doesn't immediately change. Mine didn't. It was a growth process. The siblings got married and we all went to my parents' house again, and then it just was bigger and more cramped. But then all of a sudden, when things change and you lose your parents, or siblings, leave the States and families kind of disperse and go in their own places, it's kind of like, wow, what do we do now? And what we do now is figure it out for ourselves. I'm excited about finding a tradition. I want to be able to say, this is what I do. I don't have that yet. I'm working on it. So if you have any ideas, throw them at me. I think it's going to be a vacation. I think for me, I'll do Thanksgiving with the family. I think Christmas will be a vacation for me. And then New Year, we'll figure that out. It's too much to think about right now. But I definitely feel like finding a new tradition, because what it was like was so specific. It was very, very, every year was the same when I was a kid. We always had, different gifts. They didn't wrap the same presents, but we did, was pretty much the same. The holidays were always the same at my house. So I don't know what it's going to look like at my house now. Right? It was my old house and my new house. So what does Kelley's house look like? We're going to see. I'm going to figure out my tradition and let you know, but I think it's going to be traveling. I think a lot of people pull traditions. Did you pull any traditions from your family into your adulthood that you do that's just kind of a little linger to your childhood? My sister took a lot of my mom's Christmas ornaments, which I think is really sweet. I don't actually have any. Thanks, Roseanne. But things like that, I think just doing some stuff that's traditional might be a nice way of pulling from your childhood into your current. So I got to figure that out. If you have any ideas, let me know. At a certain age, the best holiday memories are not under the tree. There's a certain moment when that holiday magic just hits differently, when it's not about gifts, when it's about good vibes. The real holiday magic is doing something that lights you up, not something that fills someone else's expectations. Which brings us straight into the part that most people actually struggle with, which is finding a holiday plan that actually works for you. The holidays are not a group project. It's your life and your rules. You do not owe anyone a holiday that's going to drain your energy. Prioritize yourself. Find the things that you want to do over the holidays to keep yourself first. Go to a spa. Do you want to get a massage? Give yourself the gift of a massage for the holiday. Take time. If your holiday looks better from your bed with a remote control, give yourself that. If you don't have to answer to children or a husband, give yourself the gift of quiet if that's what you decide. People are going to judge you regardless of what you do. So make sure that the choice that you make is something that actually feels good. If you want to spend New Year's Eve wrapped up in a robe, watching reruns of Love is Blind, do whatever makes you happy. But don't feel the pressure that other people put on you because they want you there to make their holiday better. How about that? How about the fact that you make the room? Give yourself the gift of your own company. You don't have to be forced to show up to places you don't want to go because everything makes us feel like we have to when we're single. You always feel like you've got to be the one that shows up because you don't have an excuse. And you can be your own excuse. You don't have to blame the boyfriend or the kids. I've learned that the hard way. You can actually say, no, I don't want to. And no one's going to get mad. People really will respect that. And it feels good to make the decision for yourself and wake up in your own house and maybe be hungover, maybe not be hungover, because you decided that you came first. Put yourself first for the holidays. That's super important. And so during the holidays, clearly, I think if you're like me, you're probably drinking too much, eating too much, not sleeping enough. It's really important that you recharge. Super important that you make some rules for yourself. Make sure you get to the gym, do the workouts, get your body moving. Do a little detox when you can, right? Drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. Get some sleep. Give yourself a massage, get your nails done, get your hair done, do things, pamper yourself a little bit because you're going to be so busy doing for other people. It's super important you take moments for yourself. It's hard when you want to be everywhere and be everything for everybody. I think a lot of people feel pressured over the holidays, not just single people. I think we all feel kind of pressured over the holidays to kind of be all these places that we're invited to be, show up for all the family members and friends we want to show up for. But you can get yourself sick if you don't take a second. Be within yourself. Listen to your body. Take the naps. Have one less drink. Go to the sauna. Go to the steam room. Move your body. Moving is really important. I know I tend to be a really big slug during the holidays. I'll do the party, I'll do the night out, and then the whole next day I'm sitting on the couch. No, don't do it. I'm making a rule for you and for me. Keep it moving. Do stuff that makes you feel good for yourself. I think that it's really important that you keep your body moving if you're going to be eating all the food and drinking all the alcohol. Or maybe I'm just telling myself that because I'm going to be doing both of those things. Self-care is super important, especially over the holidays, because you know you're spending so much energy trying to make everybody happy and do all the things. I mean, and we have a great time doing it, but still you do need to check yourself and like take a second, take a breath, take a nap, take a bath if you want to, and just relax. I think taking time for yourself is super important over the holidays because we get pulled into a million different areas and you really don't stop and take a minute. So if you can, stop for a second at some point and just be with yourself because it's a long season. It's just New Year's Eve it's a hard one. Get yourself ready. I love that I'm self-pumping as I'm talking about something like this. Kelley, do all the things. I don't drink the water. I don't take the naps. Self-advice. But truly ask yourself, what is the single best thing you've done for yourself for this holiday season? And if you haven't found something, you should. Make sure you do something for yourself over the holiday season. It's super important. Give yourself a gift. You deserve a treat too. It's the holidays. Be good to yourself. Be your own Santa Claus. And once you decide what your holiday looks like, you might still have to get there. Which brings us to your worst December nightmare, holiday travel. Holiday travel is the annual reminder that airports are lawless. Time is fake, and TSA is where patience goes to die. Airport chaos is like that ex that returns to your life every single December. Traveling over the holidays is a nightmare. We all know that. Whether you're driving, flying, walking is the only safe bet. It's just too cold. But if you've been on a plane or in the airport during the holiday, you know it is insanity. The amount of people that fit in an airport. By the way, normal Tuesday afternoon, no one has any idea that there's that many people ever going to be there on the day before Christmas. It's an absolute nightmare. The lines are long. No one comes to work, by the way. That's another thing that happens over the holidays. More people are traveling. More people are calling out. So it's a complete and utter nightmare. My opinion, travel 3 days before the holiday and 3 days after. That's what I do. Leave on the 21st, come back on the 28th. Perfect. But everything on the in-between is insanity. One year I was going to Las Vegas and getting through check-in was forever. They had nobody on the outside, so there was no curbside check-in, although it was freezing, I would have done it. So I waited on a way too long of a line just to check my bags. Get the bags checked. Forget about the security. The security line was literally wrapped around. They were outside and down the hallway. It was almost a joke. I'm like, this isn't possibly the line for the security. Then I walked past everybody and came back and heard them all complaining. I'm like, is this, are we kidding right now? Apparently, I think the machines were broken. Something crazy was going on. I would think it was JFK. The machines were broken, so all of the lines were going into one security checkpoint, and people were going absolutely bananas. Okay, they asked what time your flights were. They pushed people through, which was super, super nice. I don't know what they're called, but the people that work at the airline, they were like asking people because it was that big of a thing. The machines were down. Anyway, long story short, we got through, and I get on the plane, and the plane is broken. The plane is broken. The plane is broken. They're like, sorry, the plane's broken. But you have to leave your luggage and come back tomorrow. So they kept our luggage. Okay, that's crazy. They gave us vouchers for Uber. I think it was like $25 something. But like all your stuff, like your hair. For me, it was like all my hair stuff. Like, what, I'm going to go home now? Anyway, you have to leave your luggage. Came all the way home, which everybody else that was on the flight is coming home at the same time. Go back the next day, and now imagine you're leaving your stuff behind on an airline. You're kind of like, you do it, get back the next day, get back on the plane. Again, crazy lines. It's a day of the actual holiday. It was Christmas Day. Get on the plane, sit on the plane. It's the same plane. It's the same plane because the person I was traveling with, a friend of mine, put a tissue in the apartment, the little pocket thing in the front of the thing. It was, guess what? Sat on the plane, you have to get off again. The plane's still broken. And never got to go to Vegas for the Christmas holiday. And they gave us back our suitcases, and they got like a $35 voucher. And then they gave me some credits. But I never got to go. 2 days in a row. Getting to the plane was bad enough. But getting on the plane, having the plane be broken, leaving, coming back, getting on the plane the next day, having to be the same plane. The tissue was the tell. Anyway, never got to Vegas that day. And so that was the Christmas that never happened. I stayed at home by myself like the Grinch. If you do have to travel over the holidays, let's be realistic. Don't get to the airport and be shocked that it's packed. Realistically, it's going to be a nightmare. So if you can travel before, do it. And if you can't, get there, know it's going to be awful. Long lines, people are going to be mean, it's going to happen. And if your life doesn't look like that, then you're living in a Hallmark movie. So we've gone all over the place with this. We've gone from being single to what holidays look like when you're a kid to now, to you not owing anybody anything, to showing up for yourself for the holidays, for not traveling and expecting it to be a great thing. So I think we need to wrap this up. I'm going to leave you with some do's and don'ts for the holiday season. Do plan your holiday season around your energy and not around everyone else's. Do say yes to the things that actually bring you joy and allow yourself to skip the things that actually don't. Do carve out some quiet moments for yourself. Do set realistic expectation with your friends and family. Don't overbook yourself trying to please everyone. Don't feel pressure to spend money you don't have on gifts or parties. Don't engage in family arguments that drain your energy. Don't apologize for prioritizing your mental health. Don't compare your holidays to anyone else's Instagram feed. And don't sit next to or on the lap of your drunk uncle. The holidays don't have to look the way they should. They should look like whatever keeps you grounded and sane. Whether you're single or hosting or hiding or running or traveling or any of the things, you can take time for yourself. Your holiday season is yours to shape. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're not disappointing anyone, and you don't owe anyone a picture-perfect holiday except for you. Thank you guys for staying for the episode. Please follow, review, share with your friends. Keep coming back. Give yourself whatever you need to over the holidays. Give yourself peace all year long. Over the holidays especially, take a minute for yourselves. Thank you for coming. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for showing up for another episode of Still Can't Cook. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, on YouTube or any other podcast provider. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, please follow us at Still Can't Cook. Love to have you guys back every week. So happy that you joined us and look forward to seeing you next week.